Hello Rollies, welcome back to my channel, Life with Tashay. Today is a story time and it's super juicy. I'm talking about juicy fruit juicy, like sipping some tea juicy, okay? So basically, this title is I Caught My Boyfriend Cheating on Me. Seriously, it's the funniest. It's so funny to me because it's so stupid. Like, it's legit the most stupidest way to cheat on somebody. If you're gonna cheat on somebody, at least do it right. You know what I mean? Like, at least do it to where you can tell you was like not trying to let that other person find out. Don't just be stupid. So let me get right into it, you guys. So I was dating this guy back in 2015. I'm gonna say his name is Irrelevant, and that's what I'm gonna call him in this video, Irrelevant. So when I say irrelevant, I am talking about him because guess what? He's irrelevant, like super irrelevant. So it's just a funny story to tell, like it's hilarious now that I look back on it. So basically I was working 2 jobs, which I shouldn't have been with him anyway, because if your man let you work 2 jobs and he only working 1, that should show you right there he ain't about nothing. But me being the woman that I am, I don't care. I don't rely on no man. So of course I'm gonna get my coins like any way possible. And so I was working 2 jobs. So I get off of my 2nd job and he normally comes and picks me up. Well, he was an Uber driver, so he claimed he was like getting so many calls and stuff like that. And if you're, I was living in DC with him, and if you're familiar with DC, I was in Northwest on Georgia Ave, and it's just a train station right down the street. You know, it's no biggie. It's just that the train is just irking, like you gotta wait on it, blah blah blah, versus somebody just coming to pick you up. So, but you know, it wasn't a big deal to just catch the bus or to catch the train home. So I caught the train home, and I was living in Northeast on Constitution Ave. So I rode the train from Georgia Ave Northwest to Constitution Ave Northeast, just to give you a little scene in your head, you know. So I get home off work and I have a confession to make, guys. I am a marijuana smoker. I smoke weed. It's just like I'm not addicted to it or anything. It's just something that I do. That's all I have to say about it. So I go home and I'm like off work. I'm super tired, and I go in and I'm like, I want to smoke a blunt. But I didn't have a cigarello. And if you know what a cigarello is, that's what you use to wrap your weed. So basically he comes home like 2 hours later, but I was just so tired. I didn't feel like walking because I could literally just walk to the gas station to get me a cigarello. But I was just like, I'll wait till he gets home, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take like a 2-hour nap, wait till he gets home, and I'm gonna ask him to go get me a cigarello for me, because I knew he was gonna be able to go back out. He have to go back out anyway because he had to drive for Uber, you know what I mean? So he comes in like 2 hours later and he wakes me up, and I'm like, yes, he's here. I'm ready to smoke now. Tell him to go grab me a cigarello. Well, what first rung a bell in my head was, why is the car not parked outside of our apartment? Like, the way our apartment was set up, if you're familiar with Constitution Avenue in DC in Northeast, you know that it's like a main street, and you just look outside on that street and you can see everything. And he normally parked his car right in front of the apartment. We always did. We always parked the car right in front of the apartment. But today, like, the car was nowhere in sight, and I asked him, I was like, where's the car? He's like, oh, I just parked it down the street. And I'm like, why? In my head I'm thinking why, but I'm like, don't feel like arguing, I'm tired, you know what I mean? So I was like, whatever. So I was like, well, can you go to the store and get me a cigarillo, or give me a pack of cigarillos? And he was like, yeah, I'll go to the store for you, and I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I was just checking my phone. And I was like, cool. So he goes to the gas station and gets my cigarillos. Keep in mind, you guys, literally the gas station is not that far away. Like I said earlier, I could have walked, but I just didn't feel like it. Like, it's not that far. So I was like, it took him literally 20 minutes just to bring me back a cigarillo from the gas station. And I'm like, what's taking him so long? Like, it's not that far away. Like, tick tock, you know what I mean? So whatever. So he comes back in the house, and once again, this motherfucker didn't park the car in front of the apartment. That's why I'm telling you guys, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard of, because this was kind of so obvious, but I couldn't really just say, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do anything. Well, first of all, if the car was in his name, so it was his car, even though I was helping him pay on it a little bit, like I would help him here and there pay the car note, but so whatever. And he was like, he dropped the cigarillos off, and then he was like, well, babe, I was just coming home to check on you earlier. I'm gonna go back out and drive. And I was like, cool, whatever. I can't really get it. Can't tell you can't make it. I was like, whatever. So he goes back out, walks down the little street, turns right. I just don't understand why he wasn't parking the car where he normally does. So what I do is I roll me a blunt. It takes me, it doesn't take me that long to roll. It takes me like 5 minutes. And I roll my blunt and I take like a puff out of it. And I'm just like, something just isn't right. And something just kept telling me to go outside. Guys, trust your intuition, please, because it's right every single time. Like, so I get up, I take like a puff from my blunt or two, and I'm like, I don't know why something just keeps telling me to go outside. So I get up, I took off my work uniform and all that crap. So I had put on like some pajamas, but I to go outside, I put on some jeans, a shirt, and some flip-flops or something. And then I walked outside, and I walked down the little street, and the whole time that I'm walking, I'm like, even if he was doing something shady, he's not gonna still be here. Like, he would have been done drove off by now. But I go outside, and I turn the little corner. This irrelevant ass person was sitting in a car with another bitch. Keep in mind, I tail that car every now and then. Not only was the bitch in the car, guys, this bitch was in the driver's seat, where I normally be driving. I'm normally at, you know what I mean, I'm helping him pay. He got this bitch in the driver's seat, you guys, and it was just so crazy to me, because it's like, normally, if somebody's doing dirt, they gonna catch ghosts. No, he's still sitting in the car with her, like a little bit down the street. Like, looking, and he looks at me, but he looks like a deer in headlights. Like, he looks dumb as hell. Like, his eyes are all big and shit looking at me. And she was in the driver's seat, and the way that the car was parked, it was like I was walking towards the car, and she was the first person that I would come in contact with. But I didn't go on her side, because she don't owe me nothing. She don't owe me loyalty. That's not who I sleep with at night. You know what I mean? She don't give a fuck about me. She don't even know me. So I walk around on the passenger side where he was, and I opened the car door, and I'm like, what is this?
I'm really starting to see the different strokes of fun. Living in the dopest time. This moment is so golden, I chose it to flow and wrote this rhyme. Every day I'm getting on the fun. I'm making steps to be the best that I can be. That means I'm on the climb. Don't let no one control your mind. Just do what you set apart and keep your head apart. So in line.
Fascinated the way that I activated, calculated the day, but the day is back David and never exaggerated. The back and I'm in the building, the family gravitated. Be good to your fam, your mother, but brother, man. Never practice enough, uncover to understand why. Passing on the pieces, what you see in my son. I only came to activate it, push harder to done. Straight up.
Looking like a fool, you know what I mean? And he was 15 years older than me too, so it's like he was already trying to play me like I was young and dumb, and he was glad that I was calm and action. So I probably would have fucked that car up. So, and then that was been a whole nother, I'm glad situation with the way that it went. So he drives off, and I'm furious. Like, I'm like, this motherfucker trying to play me. Like, I go back in the house, I smoke my blunt. I'm really mad. I'm like, he used me. We have been together for almost literally, me and him would have been together for a year on February the 11th, 2016. Because that's when we got together, February the 11th, 2015. But this happened January the 6th of 2016. So it was like if we would have made it like a few more weeks, we would have been at a 1 year anniversary. But he cheated on me like 3 weeks before, and I was in DC away from my family. Like he was my family, you know. He was the person I was with up there. Like I met him. We met online, and I moved to DC with him to be with him. You know what I mean? So it was just fucked up for him to do me like that and especially because I had did like a lot for him, you guys. Like, men are really slow at maturing. Like, they're really like, I was mature and later on I got my sweet revenge and I licked the gun because he told me that I was the best bitch he had ever, sorry, I'm not a bitch, but the best female that he had ever had, the only one that had ever had tried to help him with bills and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't a leech, and I got my revenge. Like, now you realize what you lost. So what I did was, he was gone and I had time to kind of calm down. So when he came back to the house, literally all my stuff was packed. All of it was packed. Every single thing that I had was packed. Every single thing, like down to my soap, down to my shampoo. Like, literally I didn't leave anything of mine at his house, at that apartment. Like, nothing. And it was crazy because I had a lot of friends already telling me, like, leave him, we need to try to find your own place. Like, because I really liked DC. I wouldn't mind going back to DC, but he was the only family that I had there. So it's like, I could have got my apartment and all this stuff, but it's like, he was the only backbone that I had there. And I didn't think that I was going to catch him and actually cheat like that fast. I literally packed all my stuff. I didn't even tell my job that I was quitting. Like, I didn't go back to work up there or anything. And I told him to take me back home, which is Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I came back home January 7th, 2016. And I didn't look back. Like, I didn't ever date him again. I never talked to him again. Well, we talked again after that, but it never, I didn't go back. Like, after that, it was a wrap. I do wish I was a little bit smarter though. Like, I wish I would've let some of my friends in, got my own apartment, blah, blah, blah. But I do want to say that everything happened for a reason, because now I am happily in a relationship with my soonest, well, he's not my fiance, but my boyfriend. Like, now we would be together for a year on May 30th. So me and him broke up January, and I was dating my new boyfriend about May 30th. But it was 4 months break, but 4 months when I was in a relationship. But he's the best thing that's ever happened to me. He is like my soulmate. He's my best friend, and I love him, and I'm glad that I went through what I went through with my ex, because it made me a better woman for the man that I'm with now, that I'm like so in love with. And it just shows you that you go through stuff to put you in better situations. So, hey, can't really get that mad about it, you know? But, yeah, it was like really dumb of him to still be sitting out there 10 minutes later with a girl that he's cheating on you with. I'm like, you could have been these, like, left, so I would have never seen it. And ladies, another thing I want to say, when a man cheats on you, don't ever blame yourself. And I never did blame myself, because I knew I was the best thing that had ever happened to him. He'll never get another girl like me. Like, I'm once in a lifetime type of girl.
Try to keep an open mind, not just agree with people who think like me. I'm really starting to see the different strokes of fun.
Men cheat for different reasons, and I really don't care what their reasons are, because it's just like, you can be upfront with a person and be like, look, I don't think I want to be in a relationship with you because of certain reasons. Can we just be friends, or whatever the situation may be? Instead of putting a woman through that heartbreak, just be upfront about it, no matter what, because, you know, time heals all wounds. So it's like, I'm gonna get over it regardless, but I would rather for you, I'm gonna be heartbroken if you break up with me or not, or cheat on me, but I'm gonna get over them both. But I would rather for you to just break
Missing all the pieces, what you see in my son. I'm the kind that activated, push hard to be done.
You respect me enough to be like, okay, I'm not gonna be faithful to you, so I'm just letting you know now. I'm letting you know what's up. And it's like, me and she's different reasons, but whatever the reason may be, don't ever blame yourself, whether it be because the man is insecure, men cheat because they're insecure and they know they're not on your level, so they cheat on you to bring you down to their level, to make you feel like you're not good enough. They cheat because they're immature. They cheat because they think with their dick instead of their head. They think, they cheat because they want sex. They cheat because a lot of different reasons. But whatever the reason it is, fuck him. Fuck him, fuck him. Don't ever let a man make you feel like you're less than what you are, because you are a queen. I'm a princess, or a princess. You are what you are, basically. You know what I mean? So that wraps it up for my story time today. If you like my story time, like this video. Also, I lost it. Follow my Snapchat, my Instagram, and I will be back with more story times. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye, Rose.